This week in Ontario, we saw two great contradictions of COVID be revealed to all of us. On the one hand, the government, the media, and the public health bureaucracy are trying to impose a second lockdown in Ontario using the same inaccurate modeling and projections that we've seen in the past. They said hard data now exists showing the significant health effects shutting down society has caused. Overdoses have risen by over 40%. And few politicians, few elected members are opposing this. On the other hand, we've seen this week 20 preeminent frontline physicians in Ontario come out with a strongly worded letter to the government denouncing these lockdowns. And let me just read briefly what these doctors said. In the next 4 minutes, you'll see my question to the Ontario government in our Parliament today regarding the Great Barrington Declaration. If you want to see how governments are deflecting and distorting what's happening with COVID, tune in to this video. Be sure to like and follow my pages, as well as sharing and tagging with your friends. And let's together change this path that we're on.
The next question, the member for Lanark, Frontenac, Kingston.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, seeing that the front benches have emptied, I'll pose my question to the Minister of Long-Term Care. Over 1,300 public health scientists and 1,500 medical practitioners. The document is called the Great Barrington Declaration. It was drafted by professors from Harvard, Stanford, and Oxford, and they are the most respected epidemiologists in the world. Their concerns are singular in focus. The prevailing COVID policies are having damaging physical and mental impacts on the public. They are aghast that the public health advice being provided to Western governments is contrary to the science and what we now know about COVID. Minister, Nobel laureates and reputable world-leading experts on infectious disease are telling governments what you're doing is causing more harm than good. Will you heed their advice and endorse the Great Barrington Declaration as I have?
And thanks to the member opposite for the question. As a physician for many, many years and studying science and evidence, it's very clear that there are always differences of opinion. And those differences of opinion have to be carefully considered and thought out. And our government, my Ministry of Long-Term Care, we have been working with the science and the evidence of experts, many experts, hundreds of experts, and the Chief Medical Officer of Health being one of them. There is many areas of evidence that must be weighed and understood, not only at a macro level, but a micro level. So there are many considerations being given, and all of this evidence is emerging. At the beginning of COVID, there was very little information available. Now there is more than most people could ever manage to get through. So the essential caregiver piece, I want to make sure that I repeat this, that our essential caregivers are back into the homes. They are there providing support, the mental well-being of our long-term.
Supplementary question.
I do thank the Minister for her response. However, these preeminent experts have stated government policies are resulting in lower childhood vaccination rates, worsening cardiovascular disease outcomes, fewer cancer screenings, and the erosion of mental health. They state that the current lockdown policies are devastating our short and long-term public health. They are asking all governments to shift gears and move towards a focused protection model that protects those at risk while letting those who are healthy return to a normal life. Minister, will you do the right thing? Follow the advice being given by the most preeminent world leaders in this field? Or should the people of Ontario prepare themselves for further lockdowns, more bankruptcies, further medical delays, and now we see forced isolation in detention camps on the horizon?
I reject much of the premise of that question.
We are isolating you where we want you to be. And if I'm understanding that right, that comes from people who are going out to a bar or a club, have not tested positive for the cough. We're just there and other people there had it. And they're being sentenced to a 14-day quarantine. And if they don't stay at home, they're arrested and taken to some secret facility? Am I using the wrong words? I'm trying to understand what that smirking little tyrant was saying. Oh, he's taken away. Is it like a prison? Well, I won't really tell you. Unidentified location. If they resist, you get the cops to help. What? Oh. Okay, I think that's crazy. But it's not the only place I've seen that in that free world. Oh. I've shown this clip before. This is Jacinda Ardern, the socialist Prime Minister of New Zealand. I can't look at her without thinking the word ghoul. It's not her look, it's what she says and her scowling smirk as she says, we will put you in prison indefinitely if you don't take the test. How can you smile when she says that? But she does. Take a look. Where's the science there? So again, where's the science there? So again, it's not even someone who's sick. It's not someone who's got the Wuhan flu. It's someone who doesn't want to be jabbed, has no symptoms. She'll keep them indefinitely. So that's a good incentive to let us jab you. It's very, very alarming to me. If we had boots on the ground in New Zealand like we now do in Melbourne, Australia, you're darn straight we'd be lawyering up there too.
If someone refuses to be tested, well, they can't now. If someone refuses in our facilities to be tested, they have to keep staying. So they won't be able to leave after 14 days.
They have to stay on for another 14 days. So it's a pretty good incentive. You either get your tests done and make sure you're cleared, or we will keep you in a facility longer. So I think most people will look at that and say, I'll take the test. So
So
Again, I want to reinforce the concept of hope, that we understand what we've been through. We understand the dark days that we've had during COVID-19, the lack of information, working as hard as everyone could to collaborate, consult, and create plan forward. That's what we were doing, talking to our experts as the science emerged. And that's what we need to go forward. We need a level of support for our long-term care homes, for everyone who's waiting for health care. I have tremendous hope. With that hope to understand how to make things better coming out of COVID-19. And we will come out of COVID-19. We will come out having lessons learned. We will come out better. Ontarians are all in this together. They're doing their part. We all need to do our part. And
And he posts this story. Quebec City says it will isolate uncooperative citizens in secret corona facilities. Health officials also visiting homes to take away people who violate quarantine. Paul Joseph Watson, he's in London. Authorities in Quebec City, Canada have announced they will isolate uncooperative citizens. I'm thinking, why am I learning about this from a bloke in the UK? And I'm thinking, really? Well, there's videotape. Do you have the video there? Check out this video, and it's got English subtitles on it. Why am I only learning about this from a Brit? Why am I not learning about this from the front page of the Globe and Mail, National Post, CBC, etc.? Take a look.
Docteur Girard, avant de terminer, il y a une journaliste qui ne pouvait pas être présente ici qui demande brièvement, est-ce que des ordonnances ont été émises à l'endroit des clients récalcitrants?
Yes.
Merci, Docteur Girard.
Dit, on vous isole là où on veut que vous soyez.
We are isolating you where we want you to.
We are isolating you where we want you to be.
I'm understanding that right. That comes from people who are going out to a bar or a club, have not tested positive for the cough. Were just there and other people there had it. And they're being sentenced to a 14-day quarantine. And if they don't stay at home, they're arrested and taken to some secret facility? Am I using the wrong words? I'm trying to understand what that smirking little tyrant was saying. Not an elected man. It's one of these public health officers making between $300 and $400.
Yeah, probably. And just a little smirk. Oh, he's taken away. Is it like a prison? Well, I won't really tell you. Unidentified location. If they resist, we get the cops to help. What? Tell you. Unidentified location.
If they resist, we get the cops to help. What? Oh, he's taken away. Is it like a prison? Well, I won't really tell you. It's not her look. It's